So I guess I'll get started. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Anthony from Microsoft, and we're talking to schools all around the world today, and it's great to see you all in Taiwan. So I'm excited to have questions that you may have around technology and education, but I thought I'd start by just talking a little bit about sort of the state of what we're seeing with technology to help kids like you see a brighter future. And I'm excited about the future. One of the things I've been doing, almost crazy, I decided to spend 27 hours talking to schools around the world. So I'm going to be talking to countries far and wide to talk about where we are in education and hopefully learn from folks like yourselves about what we should be doing as a company to support deans of students and teachers in classrooms everywhere. And you see behind me, I have a number of countries that I'll be touring throughout the night. So while you're in bed tonight, I'll be still doing talks with schools and teachers, etc. And I'm excited about it because I get energized by talking to students. So I'm excited to spend some time with you. Now, one of the things I wanted to reflect on is where we are with technology. And it's an amazingly exciting time for technology and education. And we're seeing not only the hope of technology to provide new opportunities for students to connect and collaborate, but for you to think differently about how you can start your future, what you can dream about, what you can accomplish. And in many ways, the journey that Microsoft has been on with Windows has been a journey about possibilities and exploring the impossible in many ways. When Bill Gates and Paul Allen started Microsoft, started to think about technology, they really dreamed big about what technology could do for people around the world. And in many ways, they had a bold vision with what was possible. And they made that vision a priority for them, and it was really reflected in their passion. Okay, I'm getting cues to speak slower. I apologize. I like that real-time feedback. And these guys were thinking about what technology can do, but certainly all of you have an opportunity to think about what you can do with technology to make your dreams possible. And one of the things that I learned from talking to schools around the world is that the excitement and energy of students like yourselves can really change the world, make the world a better place, make Taiwan a better place, and each of you have the potential to do unlimited things with your future. And in many ways, the example from Bill and Paul Allen was an example about unlimited possibilities to change the world. And I kind of reflect on that myself. When I started, there's a picture of myself and my sister. And my sister dreamed of being a teacher when she was growing up, and she's living that dream today. And I was sort of a technology fan. I liked computers and devices, and I dreamed of working in technology when I was growing up. And both of us are not only delivering and living our dream, but really seeing an amazing opportunity ahead. And my job, I get a chance to just visit schools and celebrate education all over the world. And there are exciting times ahead for us in education. And in many ways, countries and your country leadership is looking to you to create the future, to dream big about what we can do in the world to make the world a better place, what you can do for Taiwan to grow economic advantages and help your communities thrive. And technology can play an important role, but it all starts with education. And Microsoft's commitment is to support you, to support your amazing teachers in your school, to help make those dreams a reality. And as we see the workforce changing and the environment changing from traditional factory jobs to much more rich collaboration jobs, the skills that you build in your school will prepare you for a workforce that not only is ever changing, but getting increasingly excited. So the work that we care about in education is not about technology per se. It's about how we can enable you to realize your potential, how we can encourage you to dream for a brighter future, and support both you and your teachers to make that future a reality. So that's what I'm excited about. I know Windows 8 is exciting and technology is fun and interesting, but for me, the most important thing, the thing that I get inspired by is your potential. And Microsoft is certainly committed to making that potential a reality. We also know that technology in schools can make your learning more fun and interactive. Microsoft is working hard to bring new innovative experiences to your classroom, to make learning more dynamic, more immersive, and to help you think about new possibilities using technology to power your learning journey and launch your creative vision. And Microsoft is certainly excited about that and creating the opportunities with our technology to not only provide you the powerful tools to change the world, but hopefully inspire you and your teachers to improve the learning in the classroom. So Microsoft technology and Windows 8 hopefully represent that catalyst and spark to help you on your journey. And in recognition of that, Microsoft just recently launched a program called USpark. And USpark is all about supporting students like yourselves to see a brighter future and providing you with free tools that you can use to prepare for careers, to use technology to solve some of the world's toughest problems, and get the resources you and your teachers need to make learning more empowered with technology. So USpark is an important commitment across Microsoft to help you, and we're excited about your potential future, and I'm certainly looking forward to what you can achieve in your classroom and beyond. And with that, I want to hear from you and open it up to questions, and certainly Louis, if you could help facilitate, that would be great. And I thank you very much for joining us today and having me in your classroom.
Okay, Anthony, thank you. 大家可以开始，有谁想先提问的 ？So who will be the first one? Okay, thank you.
Hi, Anthony. I'm Stephanie.
Hi.
I want to ask you that I'm a Windows Phone user. So there's an age limit when I want to download APP from the market. So is there the same problem if we use Windows 8?
Well, one of the things that we really focus on is making sure that the products are safe to use. So there is, we require validation with regards to either credit card authentication or an age limit for downloads. There are ways in which you can use Windows 8 without actually logging in online, etc. But for applications and using our cloud technology, you either have to be a certain age or have a credit card or parental permission to use the software. And that's designed to keep kids safe online, which is a really important thing around the world. Now, the rules and the age limits are different in every country, so I don't know what the specifics are in Taiwan. But that's something that Microsoft really cares deeply about. We see lots of schools around the world provide technology in the classrooms for students who aren't prepared to understand things like digital safety, online privacy, etc. And even more, parents who may not understand new technologies and how to keep their kids safe online. So we try to make sure that that's very clear. It's designed for not to limit access, but to really create a safe environment for students.
Thank you.
Next question?
Hello, Anthony and Rona.
Hi.
You look so young, and I have a question that how can you be so successful in such a young age?
I'm actually not young. I'm just excited about the work that I do. My youth comes from the energy that I get from supporting students and teachers around the world. So it's what keeps me up for 24 hours talking to schools. It's what makes my travel around the world a joy. So for me, and this is true for all of you, the most important thing I would attribute to my success is I love what I do, and I celebrate the joy in my work. So, regardless of what you do in your careers, always celebrate the joy of the work that you do and the people that you work with, and care passionately about what you're doing. And if you do that, you can achieve anything. And for me, my career has been built upon not only working hard, but caring deeply about the work that I do. And that has made not only my job more fun, but hopefully me more successful. But thank you very much for the nice compliment.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi. I'm Lucy. I want to know how will you promote Windows 8 to the public?
How are we going to promote Windows 8 to the public?
Yes.
Well, there will be, lots of, things like TV commercials and all the things that we typically do. Hopefully, one of the things that we're starting is something called Windows in the Classroom. We're hoping use technology more effectively. So teachers will be supporting other teachers to use technology more effectively. But one of the things about Windows 8 is a product that has a whole ecosystem around it. So Microsoft partners, both hardware manufacturers and application developers will create enthusiasm. New applications will come out every week, every day, and that will create enthusiasm. So in many ways, it's the start of a long journey that we'll celebrate throughout the years to come. And I'm excited. It's almost a good opportunity for me to sort of put a flag in the ground and say this is a point of time that we'll remember and reflect upon. And it's one of the good things about a Windows release for Microsoft is we get to see where we've come from and where we're going in the future. And that's what I'm excited about.
Okay. Next one.
Hi, Anthony. I'm Sophia. What's the main difference between Surface and other tablets?
That's a good question. To be quite honest with you, I've never actually held Surface in my hand yet, so I haven't seen it. It's still coming out, so we haven't actually got a chance to hold it, but I'm actually holding another PC in my hand. The main difference with Surface that's coming out today, essentially, is it's running on the version of Windows called Windows RT. And that runs with the ARM processors that you see in lots of smaller devices and tablet form factors. Windows 8 is the operating system that you would upgrade on your existing PCs as well as a whole range of PCs. The difference between RT and Windows 8 is that Windows 8 both supports the pen. I'm holding a stylus in my hand to take notes, as well as many of the applications that you're running on Windows 7 or older operating systems for Windows. They often share many of the same features, support things like touch and keyboard and mouse input, but the range of applications are different. Now, as it relates to other devices that are running Windows RT or Windows 8, there'll be many, many different form factors. Some traditional laptops, some environments that look like convertibles, where the keyboard slides underneath the screen. Some devices that even the keyboard will flip on the other side of the screen. So our hardware partners have come up with amazingly innovative ideas, and you're going to see a range of different devices at a lot of different price points with Windows 8. So we're excited to see what our partners have come up with.
Thank you.
Hi, Anthony. I'm Lisa. I wonder to know if we learn with Windows 8 and we will watch the screen for a long time, and that influence our eyesight. So is there anything that engineers can do to deal with it?
That's a very, very good question. One of the things that we've been very focused on, many schools are looking for devices like this so students can use digital books. As many of you probably have heavy backpacks that you carry back and forth to schools. The hope for many countries and many school leaders is that you can get an amazing amount of content in a device like this. The challenge you also have to recognize is that you've got to have a device that supports note-taking and creation, but also one that doesn't strain your eyes. So one of the things that Microsoft and our hardware partners are hard at work at is not only making screens that are increasingly clear, but has font rendering and screen rendering for the characters in a book to be very easy to read, almost like paper. And this is one of the things that we've been very focused on with Surface, to bond the screen to the glass on the top of the device to make it easier to see the text as well as easier to input with your finger or a stylus to make it feel like paper. This is an important consideration because as someone who spent my life looking at computer monitors, I certainly recognize the need to make sure you reduce eye strain and make reading really easy to do on PCs. As screens get better and better, it's going to be much easier to read on computer screens and tablets, and really you'll see very little difference between a traditional book or a screen at the right lighting with the right screen clarity. But it's an area that many companies are doing research on. It's hard to tell the impact in the short term because many folks are just getting started to read books and novels with PCs. But the quality of screens are getting better and better, so I'm excited about the future there. And the screens that we're seeing with Surface and a lot of the Windows PCs make it very fun to read on. I do a lot of my reading on PCs like this. Hi.
Hello, I'm Hannah. I want to ask if we decided to use Windows 8 in our education, then not every school has enough money to run the system. Only some particular schools can use the system. So what do you think about it?
Yeah, this is a big priority for me. One of the things that we certainly realize is that as technology becomes more important for education, as digital content, both the need for you all to collaborate outside of the classroom together, we have to make technology not only more affordable, but work with school leaders and your government leaders to make sure that access to technology is a right for everyone. And for students who can't afford technology, we have to work hard to make technology either more affordable or available to them. And that's something that Microsoft cares deeply about. We have an initiative called Shape the Future, which is built around making sure technology is available for everyone. And we work with school leaders to not only invest in technology, but to support access to technology programs to make technology available for everyone. USpark is another example where we're putting investment to help make technology available to schools, to students. And via things like Microsoft SkyDrive and Office 365, we provide lots of tools for free that students can use to share information, to create documents, to collaborate, to use technologies like Skype to communicate with others. So Microsoft has definitely invested to make sure technology is more affordable and available around the world. But it's a priority that we care deeply about, and we're not going to stop until we make sure that everyone has access to technology, because it's very important, not only in your education environment, but to prepare for the workforce that you'll all enter. No job that any of you that will go into won't have some use of technology that's not only a requirement, but part of the job. So how you use technology in schools is going to prepare you for a future.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Ellie.
Hi.
And we would like to know, how do you think about Taiwan's technology products like HTC or Acer?
Well, I have an HTC phone right here. And I love it. And I have to say, some of the Acer devices that are coming out on Windows 8 are really amazing. So, huge opportunity. I think we're excited about the partnership both with Acer and HTC. I love that question because you have the pride for the great innovation that's coming from Taiwan, and we're excited about the opportunity. And those companies need great students like you to create future innovations. So hopefully with tools like we provide with DreamSpark and USpark, you can learn how to build great Windows Phone apps for HTC to help them drive and grow the marketplace for their technology. So certainly that's a great question to ask, and certainly I'm a big fan of the products from Acer and HTC.
Thank you.
I'm Stephanie. I want to ask that, do you think that the technology is getting more and more globalized? But now, like kids, like even they're 3 years old, they're holding tablets. Do you think that it will influence the ability of their learning? Like if they use too much and things get to them too easily, that will, like, their ability will decline or something like that?
hearing some background noise. That's a very good question. It's something that I worry about, actually. A lot of these devices, they're given to toddlers in many ways before they even have a book or a crayon to create. And the dynamic of a lot of these form factors are they're very good consumption devices naturally. So I can either watch videos or I can play a game that is fairly basic, but I'm not using these devices often enough to create. And when I was a kid, I played with blocks and tools and toys that helped me to build things and draw things, etc. And I worry that in many cases these devices will be creating a set of learners that are more focused on consumption than creation. So one of the things that I think we need to do is make sure these types of technologies really help students express themselves and create at a very young age. I know we have powerful video software editing tools, teaching tools, but we've got to help young students and young kids and young people get access to tools to use these types of technologies to create. I also, frankly, am someone who believes in the value of a traditional piece of paper and a crayon to color, or a piece of canvas and paint to paint, and blocks and Legos to create expression. So I think technology for learning and certainly for reading and communicating, all that stuff is great, but I think sometimes we danger not enjoying the outside as well as collaborating, communicating, and creating at an early age.
Thank you.
That's a very thoughtful question. It's certainly something that we've got to be mindful of as we build the school.
Hi, I'm Wendy.
Right?
How can Windows 8 do helps on the education system?
Well, one of the things, is a very broad question. I'm hopeful that what we've done with Windows 8 is listen to school leaders and students about the way in which they like to work. So I'm not sure if you've seen a little bit about Windows 8, but one of the features that I really love about Windows 8 as it relates to students is the way in which we use search in Windows 8. So one of the things that I know from students that I work with is they use lots of different types of information to work on projects, to study for tests, whether it's the internet for searching, whether it's school books that they have on their PCs, whether it's the documents that they've created or shared with their friends or stored online. And Windows 8 allows you to easily search through all of those types of information to get the thing that you need to prepare for or to learn from. So really bridging the line between the cloud storage, your online PC storage, the applications that you have on your PC, and all the things that are available on the internet makes it really easy to find the right information. The other thing about Windows 8 is I love the fact that it embraces both the ability to use various form factors, whether it's stylus for note-taking or a keyboard and mouse for working on projects, or touch for interacting or consuming information on the go. So that flexibility, I think, will be helpful for schools. There's another feature that schools will love called Windows to Go. And Windows to Go allows you to put your Windows operating system and applications and files on a USB key. So you can have that USB key in your pocket and go to a library PC or your home PC and plug in your USB key and boot up your operating system with your files and your applications. So regardless of what PC that you're using, the things that you need to do your job and to prepare for your next task or your next project will be with you. So those dynamics have been built for schools and students in mind for the way you work, and I think I'm excited about that possibility, and hopefully it'll make a difference in education.
大家，我们再问最后一个问题，然后我们再就跟通照个相。有谁要问？
Awesome.
We want to know what you think about our class.
That's great. I think your questions are amazing. I love your energy. Everything is awesome. I wish I was there with you.
Okay, so our class, there's a question I want to ask you that is there a possibility that we can have 36 demo services?
I'm trying to get one for myself right now, but we'll have details more later about how we can get access to schools on Surface. Right now, that's still coming for the company, so I'm sure I'll work with the local team, but right now Surface is still hard for me to get. So I'll hopefully we'll get more information for you in the future, but thank you for asking.
Anthony, thank you. And students would like to take a photo with you, so maybe we need to have your full image in the screen.
Okay.
大家这边排，然后我们来跟他照个相。
哦，对。
比较中间，它靠近。
Anthony, a little bit left. No, right. You're right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, thank you. Cheers. 1, 2, 3. One moment. One more. Many more. Thank you.
等一下，我们要看哪里？看他这里啊。
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Welcome to Taiwan next time.